Hi everyone, and welcome back to Young Mum's Diaries. My name's Yvonne, and today I'm going to be speaking about time and how you use your time as a young parent. I do want to start by asking you a question. How do you use your time every day with your child? How do you spend your time? That's my question to you today. Well, what I mean by time and how you spend your time, we all know that we have 24 hours in a day. But as a young parent, even as a parent, sometimes you get carried away with the time. You find yourself in a routine of doing nothing. And what I mean by nothing, you find yourself waking up, feeding your baby, playing with your baby, not tidying up, falling asleep for the whole day. You find yourself doing odd things because sometimes, in most cases, well, in my experience as a young mum, I found that when I had my daughter, I didn't really sleep. So I was always on the go. But I was so drained, I was so tired. So then what would happen is, I would feed her, feed myself last, and I'd not really do much in the house because I was so drained. So I was constantly doing the same thing, waking up, feeding her, not looking after myself also, and finding I'm wasting my time when I could have been resting. I could have been reading a book, I could have been doing other things, but because I wasn't resting, I wasn't looking after myself, I was always drained. So I was wasting time because I could have been doing other things with my time. But what I really want to talk about with time, especially as young parents, and you may be a single young mum. For myself, I'm a single parent, and what I used to find that I would do with my time, I would call my friends, and if their dad had upset me, I would call them, start bitching about him on the phone, and we could be on the phone for about 2 hours, bitching. But then guess what? As soon as I came off the phone, I'm still angry because nothing's changed. So for those of you who still do it and still bitch about the father of your children to your friends, your family, whoever will listen, it's pointless. It's a waste of time because the person that you're bitching about is still living their life. The person that you're bitching about still isn't providing for your children. So what's the point of wasting your time and your saliva on somebody who doesn't care about your kids? Doesn't make sense. I actually realised that this year in January. I said, you know what, friends and family, I'm not going to speak about the father of my children anymore. The only time you'll ever hear me mention his name is if I've heard something bad has happened to him and it concerns the kids. Apart from that, I will not mention his name. And when I tell you, I'm a much happier person now. Because before, I'd ring my friends, cussing him about not providing, just cussing him off. But I'll still come off the phone angry because I'm still stuck in the same situation. He's not providing. So me cussing for an hour or two is wasted my time, not his time. And I'm happy that I learned that at this age. Because you meet so many women doing it. You walk down the street, you see women arguing. It's like they're eating their phone. They're so frustrated with the father of their children that they're just mad angry. And that anger travels with you. It grows with you. And I said to myself, you know what? I refuse to be bitter. I can't be bothered anymore to waste my energy, make my blood pressure rise for a man. Yes, it's upsetting to be a single parent. But what's more upsetting is when you're wasting your time on someone who doesn't care about you. That is worse. So I stopped, and guess what? I'm happy. I am content with not mentioning his name, with just getting on with my life and bettering myself, i.e. reading books, going to courses, finding a way for me and my children to be successful, to live a comfortable life, to have financial freedom, rather than sitting on the phone gossiping about irrelevant things. Gossip doesn't make you rich. Gossip doesn't provide. You may hear a little gossip about somebody, but what does it do for your spirit? It does nothing for me. I don't know what it does for you, but it does nothing for me. Use your time wisely. Some people don't have time. They get given a death sentence, an illness. They don't have time to explore, go to the park, go to view beautiful sceneries, go out with family and friends. Some people get illnesses and die once they're being diagnosed. They don't have time. And ask those people, ask anyone that's dying. I had a friend who was dying of cancer. And he was such a blessing. We was in secondary school. He was in year 11. But he had so much faith. He was an amazing person. Sadly, he passed away. But his faith, the way he used his time, he never used his time to be negative. He never used his time to complain about his illness. Every time I went to his house to visit him, he was so happy. Even I was shocked. I was like, wow, if I had cancer at such a young age, 14 years old, 15, I'll be angry. I'll be like, why me? And I'd always be frustrated, but he never was like that. He was a blessing. He was an amazing person, and it's sad to lose him, but you know what? He's in a better place because he's not suffering anymore. What I'm trying to say is, he used his time wisely even though he knew he was dying. What about us who are healthy? How do we use our time? How do we use our time as young parents? Do we actually invest our time in our children? Or are we too busy raving? What are we doing with our time? Are we too busy raving? Going to this friend, that friend's house, passing off our babies to different people, just so we can enjoy our teenage life. When you get pregnant, your teenage years are on hold. You have to become a mum first because you made that choice to keep your child. So I'm trying to say, please spend your time wisely, because these little babies that we hold in our arms are going to be toddlers, teenagers, young adults. And I want to be able to say, I spent time with my children, not what if I had done this. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Don't want it to be a part of my vocabulary. No way. Every second that we spend with our children is precious. But every time that we invest in ourselves, it's amazing, because we are bettering our family, not just our life, but bettering our children's lives. Because anything that comes good for us is good for our children, isn't it? So why not better yourself and spend your time investing in your life? You might want to go to college. You might want to start your own business. You might want to start going to a gym. You can do all these things. Just because you are a young parent doesn't mean you should sit in the house and have routine and have no structure, nothing to do, just wasting your time, just watching Jeremy Kyle or watching other shows. Focus. Daytime TV is not paying you. Focus. Think about how you spend your time. You have 24 hours in a day. Spend your time wisely. I'm not saying don't watch TV, but time management. Have structure in your life. And once you have structure, routine, a good routine, good things will fall into place, because you'll have time for yourself. You'll have time to prosper, time to grow. But when you don't have structure, you don't have balance, where do you have time to grow if you're spending your time in the wrong places? Are you gossiping, cussing the father of your children, gossiping with your friends about other people that are irrelevant to you? How do you spend your time? That is my question to you today. And my action for you today is to actually write on a piece of paper how you spend your day. And when you do that, you will see where you waste time and where you use time. I done that before and I was quite shocked that I used to be on the phone for 3-4 hours. And that's ridiculous, because there's so much things I could be doing with my time. So I cut back talking as much on the phone. I do more things now. I read. I plan my future. I have more time with my children rather than being on the phone and saying, oh, go to sleep, guys, I'm on the phone. It's not good. I read them stories now. I invest my time in my children rather than in my phone bill. So, take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.